Today we're showing you around downtown Moncton.
Hi there, we are Denise and Marc, a husband and wife real estate team here in the Greater Moncton area, and today we're in the downtown area. Right behind us here is City Hall and the outdoor plaza, but we're going to take a walk up Main Street, so let's go.
The McSweeney Building is right behind us. It was built in 1901 and it was the home of Moncton's first department store. Today it has a couple of businesses on the top level, a dinner theater on the second level, which is always entertaining, and on the main floor is Tide and Boar Restaurant, which actually holds a special place for us because that is where we got engaged. The Tide and Boar also has what they call the ballroom, where a lot of bands that are a little too big for local bars will play. And downstairs is the Caveau, which also hosts live music, mainly the kind that Marc likes.
So we just shot up Botsford to show you the Bell Aliant Tower. It's really just a communication tower. It was built in 1971 in only 16 days. At 417 feet, it's the tallest structure in Moncton, and if you've seen any photos of the Moncton skyline, you definitely see it, so we thought we'd stop by and show you.
We're in front of the Royal Bank building. Now this one dates back to 1899. Nowadays it has a Tim Hortons and a couple of commercial tenants on the upper levels.
On this block here behind us, we have a couple more historic buildings. This one on the corner over here is the Transcript building, which was built in 1900. And that's where the local newspaper operated at the time. Now it's just offices.
And over here is the Albion building, which was built in 1892. It's held different merchants over the years, but eventually it got transformed into condos. Just off Main Street is the Moncton Market. It's an indoor market that you can visit every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Unlike traditional outdoor markets, the Moncton Market operates primarily indoors, so regardless of the weather, patrons and vendors are much more comfortable. This makes it a lot nicer in the winter especially.
The market is home to all sorts of types of vendors offering baked goods, meats, cheeses, seafood, specialty foods, and artisan crafts and more. And what's nice is most of the vendors try to keep it as local as possible with all the products they offer. The Capitol Theatre is another historic Moncton building. This one dates back to 1922. At the time, it was a vaudeville house. Like most old theaters, over the years, it's undergone plenty of renovations and restorations. And today, it hosts a wide range of performances, including concerts, plays, dance shows, comedy acts, and plenty more.
And a fun fact is that one of my college graduations was actually held here.
That's right.
Also, if you're into folklore, the most known story is from 1926 when a fire gutted the Capitol. During that fire, A.H. Sandy Lindsay, firefighter, died while battling the blaze. To this date, he's the only Moncton firefighter to lose his life in the line of duty. And it's rumored that Sandy continues to spend time at the Capitol and can be felt and sometimes heard during late night hours.
The subway bridge, even with its clear signs, seems to claim at least one rooftop just about every year. Sometimes it's a delivery truck, sometimes it's an RV.
Talk about a way to ruin a vacation.
Yeah, no kidding. This This is the Avenir Center. It's a multi-purpose arena that was opened about 5 years ago, and it's where our local Quebec Major Junior Hockey League team, the Wildcats, play. And it's where most of any of the bigger name bands or comedians will perform. It might not be as big as, say, Scotiabank Arena in Toronto or one of those, but at a capacity of 8,800, it's pretty nice for a city the size of Moncton.
And outside, the city built a plaza with a stage and a skating oval. It also happens to be one of the hubs for our local busing system, Kodiak Transcript, so it's easy to get to if you don't want to drive. For some of the bigger events, they'll actually add some routes and buses to accommodate the extra commuters.
Yeah.
And if you're driving, our downtown area does have a good amount of parking. You might have to walk a little bit to get here, but parking is normally not a problem. We're now down below Main Street on Assumption Boulevard at the site of the Three Sisters. This is one of many of Greater Moncton's apartment building projects.
These, for now at least, are the tallest residential buildings in Moncton. They're starting on Tower 3 now, and once it's done, you'll be looking at right around a total of 450 units, including everything from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit to a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom penthouse.
Visitors to the Riverfront Park can walk, run, or cycle along the banks of the Petitcodiac River. In fact, you can actually use this trail all the way to Dieppe, going that way, or all the way to Riverview, heading that way.
In the summer, you can often find events here, like festivals and Canada Day celebrations, and even live music from time to time. We're making a stop at the Three Fathers Memorial, which was erected to memorialize 3 members of the RCMP. On June 4th, 2014, Constables Doug Larch, Dave Ross, and Fabrice Gévaudan were killed in the line of duty in one of Moncton's worst days in history.
On a more positive note, since then, an annual race has been organized called the Three Fathers Memorial Race to raise money. That, in turn, is given out as scholarships to local high school students who are moving on to post-secondary education.
Boar Park is the best spot to watch a phenomenon called the tidal bore. It happens when the tide from the Bay of Fundy pushes more than 100 billion gallons of water up the Petitcodiac River against the current.
It happens twice a day, and when it does, it comes in as one large wave, and within 2 hours, the river goes from very shallow to completely full. This is one of Moncton's oldest buildings. The Free Meeting House was built in 1821 with the purpose to serve as a home for all religious denominations until they could raise enough money to build their own churches.
It was designated a National Historic Site in June of 1990, and we actually got married here in September 2019 during Hurricane Dorian.
The Aberdeen Cultural Centre is a 100-year-old former school that's been transformed to include a total of 27 areas with galleries and artist studios. It's one of the most important venues for the Acadian cultural scene in Greater Moncton.
Victoria Park is a beautiful green space in the residential area of downtown. It served as the backdrop for community events, including royal visits and commemorative celebrations.
The park hosts the annual Victoria Park Arts and Crafts Fair. The event has been recognized by Tourism New Brunswick as one of the top 20 events in the province. This year, it will host its 42nd annual fair and will be held from August 9th to the 11th. And since we're in the residential area, let's talk housing for a moment. A good portion of the homes in this area will be 100 years or older. Some of them have seen better days, but others are absolutely beautiful, and you can't help but wonder what kind of stories they could tell.
So it's very common to find multi-family homes in the area. There are tons of duplexes and triplexes in particular. Some of them have historical designations, so as we go along, if we see any, we'll stop by and show you. The Thomas Williams House is one of those historical homes. It was built in 1883 for the treasurer of the Intercolonial Railway.
It really is beautiful. Today, it's owned by the city, and it's open during the summer months of July and August for special events, and there's a tea room. This one is protected as a heritage home, so hopefully it will be here for a long time.
So this is St. George Street, and for Moncton, well, it's kind of that street, if you know what I mean. I think most cities have them these days. It's where you don't have to look too hard to find people partaking in some questionable activities, I guess we could say. And it's where a large portion of our homeless population can also be found.
We're not going to spend too much time talking about it because we've covered it in other videos, and that's not what this video is about. Also, we have a cute little store up ahead that we would like to show you. St. George Street actually has quite a few quaint little restaurants and shops. We know the owner of Be Home, and he has graciously allowed us to go in today to take a look around. So let's go.
And here's Marc right here. Hey Marc, how you doing? Good.
Doing well.
Good.
Welcome to Be Home.
Thank you. We were doing a little tour of downtown today. We thought we'd stop in, show off your shop.
Excellent.
Do you feel like maybe telling us what you do here?
I can tell you a little bit about what I'm about.
Perfect.
The biggest part of my business is custom framing.
Yeah.
So I do custom framing for customers. That's my bread and butter. But I also have a boutique where I sell mostly locally made things. So I have vendors from all across the province and have some pretty neat stuff to look at.
Nice.
It's a great place to come if you're looking for unique little gift ideas. Always nice to give something local as a gift. Over here, I've got some candles from a maker from Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Right over here, I've got some beautiful handmade tea towels from a lady from Sussex. Got all kinds of mugs. Nova Scotia. This is Fredericton. I've got a lady here who she's a forager. She goes in the forest and forages mushrooms and makes infused salts with them. So great for anybody who likes to cook. So yeah, that's just a few ideas. But soaps, napkins, wood products. I've got it all. I think it's great that you guys are featuring downtown too. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because Moncton does have a cool downtown. There's a lot of neat little shops down here. So
Absolutely.
lots to see. Yeah.
Marc, thanks for letting us
visiting
in here.
It was great to have
Thank
you.
you. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, that was fun, and I think maybe a good place to stop for today. I guess we drive through downtown or we run into a specific place from time to time, but it's been a while since we just walked around.
For me, it has been a while since I spent any time downtown, and I can feel the difference. It certainly has a bigger city vibe than it used to.
And we definitely didn't cover everything today, but hopefully it gave you a good idea of what it's like down here and you enjoyed it.
We are Denise and Marc. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.